Hi everyone, it's Mari. I'm back again today for Honeybee Stamps, and I'm going to be creating another project using the gorgeous Summer Stems products. I'm going to be starting my A2 card off here with some Distress Oxide ink in Salvaged Patina. I'm using my beautiful Honeybee Stamps blending brush here. This is the largest blending brush, and I love the size of that blending brush head for blending onto a larger surface like this A2 card panel that I'm going to be coloring up here with this ink. And I am going to blend the ink onto this entire panel here for my card front. So you're just going to see me blending away here, and I am going to speed this up so that it doesn't take quite so long. This is just a really simple process whereby I'm just grabbing a little bit more ink every once in a while to ensure that I have enough ink on my brush to get this entire surface covered. And I am going to be doing some stenciling over top of this as well, so I wasn't too worried about getting a really super solid opaque base here. I just want a little bit of color on here before I go to my garden lattice stencil. So I am going to be using one of the two garden lattice stencils in that set. So it's a 2 stencil set, and I'm going to just place that one stencil from the set over top of my card panel here. This is some Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock, by the way, and I am going to just blend again with the Salvaged Patina over top of the stencil. Because my first layer of the Salvaged Patina wasn't completely solid, it does allow for the stenciling to show through very nicely using that same color of ink. If I had done it really solid, I'd probably have to grab another color of ink so that it showed up there. But here you can just see it just is a really nice, sort of like a distressed look with that stenciling. And now I'm just going to spritz with my Distress sprayer here a little bit of water on my ink. I'm going to sop up the excess, and now I am going to also spray with a sheer shimmer spritz. So now you can just see the mixed media background that I have created here for my card panel. I love that. Now here is the amazing Wildflowers stamp set from the Summer Stems release. I am so in love with this stamp set. It is absolutely gorgeous. I am going to use 3 of the stems from that set. I'm going to stamp them out with my intense black ink pad from Honeybee Stamps. I am going to stamp that onto some Nina 80-pound Solar White cardstock again. And once I have those images all stamped out, I am going to use that coordinating die set to the Wildflowers stamp set. It's so great to have this coordinating die, and it does cut out all of the stems. And I just love the black and white images. I think they're so pretty on the Salvaged Patina. I think it's a gorgeous combination. I'm also going to use a patterned paper from the Summer Stems 6x6 paper pad. This is one of my favorite Honeybee paper pads. It is just so gorgeous. If you have not checked this out yet, please make sure you go to the website and check it out, and I will be sure to link it in the description box below. I like this one here. It kind of looks like a delicate lace, and so I'm just going to put a horizontal strip across my project here, just to kind of ground my stems on my card front. So I'm just going to measure off a little bit of a rectangle, a little strip for that area below my stems. And here you can see that I've used my A2 scallop, my scallop A2 card frame dies. This is one of my go-to card dies from Honeybee Stamps. I use this on, I would say, probably 80% of my projects. A lot of the projects I do use this die, and you can just see that I have run all of my papers, including a little strip of vellum, through that scallop frame and create this really nice scallop detail for my card. I just really like layering vellum on my card projects. I think it just adds just another little bit of interest and a little bit of sort of just like a little delicate texture. Now this is the My Favorite Flower Stamp and Coordinating Sentiment set. I love it. And I love this little sentiment for my card: in the garden of life, friends are the flowers. I'm going to stamp that out using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, which is a pigment slow drying ink. I'm going to put some clear embossing powder over top of that ink, and then using my heat tool, melt that embossing powder, and it's just going to make the sentiment shiny and dimensional, and I just love how that finishes it. I'm going to, or I have die cut that out with a coordinating die set to that My Favorite Flower Sentiment set, and that's all ready to go now. I'm going to use a little bit of vellum adhesive to adhere the vellum to my patterned paper, and then I'm just going to take a little ink dauber and I'm going to just ink up the edges of this little embellishment piece for my card using some Salvaged Patina. It's just going to make the edges of this piece blend into my ink blending on my card front a little bit more. It just adds a little bit of detail and interest to that piece. And now I'm just going to take some small foam squares and add those to the back of my pattern paper and vellum piece here. I'm going to add that to the lower third of my project. And that's just going to, like I said, provide that grounding area for those stems. Now I'm going to add the sentiment with some more of those little foam squares to that vellum on that patterned paper there, and that's just going to provide a really nice spot there for the sentiment. Loving my new honeybee tweezers. If you have not seen these tweezers yet in the shop, they are definitely so awesome, and I have linked up to those in the description box as well. Now I am just going to use a little bit of foam adhesive on the tops of the flowers so that they're popped up off of my card front here. I'll just put a few little bits of foam on each one of those blooms, the tops of the blooms there, and I just want to make sure that that center flower, that cone flower, is kind of like popped up a little bit more than the flowers on each side. So I'll put a little bit of extra dimensional adhesive on the edges left and right of that cone flower, just to make sure that it is, like I said, popped up from the left and right side florals. I'm just going to finish that up there, and my card is almost finished, and I really am loving how this is looking. I'm going to adhere my card front to my A2 size card base with some foam adhesive. So I did cover the back of my card panel with some foam adhesive to pop it up and give it more dimension. And I am going to use my Summer Stems gem stickers. There's a row of gem stickers on this set that are kind of iridescent. They're gorgeous, and they definitely go along with what I was going for my color scheme and the look of this card. So I am going to place, I think I used 5 of those, 2 kind of in that top corner and then 3 just to the lower right corner of my floral bunch. And I'm also going to finish off the centers of my flowers with some diamond stickles. And I don't think I showed that on camera, but you will be able to see that in the still shots of my card. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. I had so much fun creating this card. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And I will also be posting this card in social media, so you can check that out on the on Instagram and on the Honeybee Buzzworthy Challenges page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next Friday right here on Honeybee Stamps. Have a great day. Bye-bye.